Okay, today is 25th of July, and this is the third night. We're talking on the Nidana Samyutta of the Samyutta Nikaya. So now we come to 12.23. At Savatthi, the Buddha said, "Monks, I say that the destruction of the asavas attains is for one who knows and sees, not for one who does not know and does not see. For one who knows what, for one who sees what, does the destruction of the asavas come about. Such is form, such its origin, such its passing away, such is feeling, such its origin, such its passing away. Similarly, such is perception, such is volition, such is consciousness, such its origin, such its passing away. It is for one who knows thus, who sees thus, that the destruction of the asavas comes about." Stop here for a moment. Destruction of the asavas is actually enlightenment. Because when a person destroys the asavas, he destroys the uncontrolled mental outflows, which causes the round of rebirths, because the world is made up of consciousness. So the uncontrolled mental outflows basically is a flow of consciousness, the six consciousness. So when one stops the uncontrolled outflows of consciousness, then the round of rebirths is stopped, and one is liberated from the round of rebirths, and one becomes an arahant. And here the Buddha says, to become liberated, you must know and see five things: form, feeling, perception, volition, and consciousness. These five are called the five aggregates. We will come to it later. I think it's chapter 22, the 22nd Samyutta. And these five aggregates can also said to be two things: body and mind. Form is body. The other four things comprise the mind: feeling, perception, volition, and consciousness. And this is body and mind. So all beings, we take the body and mind to be the self, or as belonging to the self, or the self is in the five aggregates, or the five aggregates are in the self. So these five aggregates we always associate with the self, you see. So you have to understand these five aggregates and see that they are impermanent, subject to conditions. There's nothing permanent in them. So when one sees and knows these five aggregates then one attains liberation. So to continue, I say, monks, that the knowledge of destruction in regard to destruction has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for the knowledge of destruction? It should be said, liberation. Here, destruction refers to destruction of the asavas, liberation. So, the knowledge of liberation is due to liberation. I say, monks, that liberation too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for liberation? It should be said, dispassion. The word is viraga. Raga is passion or lust. So lust for life. So now when one is dispassionate towards life, towards this world, then only one can attain liberation. But most of us, we are passionate about the world. I say, monks, that dispassion too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for dispassion? It should be said, revulsion, nibbida. Sometimes this is translated as disenchantment. No more enchanted with the world. I say to monks that revulsion has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for revulsion? It should be said, knowledge and vision of things as they really are. Yatta Bhutta Jnana Dastana, seeing things clearly as they really are. I say, monks, that the knowledge and vision of things as they really are too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for the knowledge and vision of things as they really are? It should be said, concentration, samadhi. So you see, to see things clearly as they really are, you need samadhi, a focused mind. Most people have a scattered mind, so they don't see things clearly. It's only by development of the mind, bhavana, attaining one pointed mind, a focused mind, then only we can see clearly, just like the camera lens. I say to monks that concentration has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for concentration? It should be said, happiness, sukhang. I say, monks, that happiness too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for happiness? It should be said, tranquility or serenity, pasadi. I say, monks, that tranquility too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for tranquility? It should be said, rapture, piti. This piti, delight is maybe a better translation. Delight. I say, monks, that rapture too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for rapture? It should be said, gladness, pamoja. I say, monks, that gladness too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for gladness? It should be said, faith. Faith here probably refers to the faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. I say, monks, that faith too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for faith? It should be said, suffering. I say, monks, that suffering too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause of suffering? It should be said, birth. Birth gives rise to suffering. I say, monks, that birth too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause of birth? It should be said, being or existence. I say, monks, that being too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for being? It should be said, clinging or attachment. I say, monks, that clinging too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for clinging? It should be said, craving. I say, monks, that craving too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for craving? It should be said, feeling or pleasant feeling. For feeling, it should be said, contact. For contact, the six sense basis. For the six sense basis, mentality and materiality. For mentality and materiality, the cause is consciousness. For consciousness, the cause is volition. I say, monks, that volition too has a proximate cause. It does not lack a proximate cause. And what is the proximate cause for volition? It should be said, ignorance. Thus, monks, with ignorance as proximate cause, volition comes to be. With volition as proximate cause, consciousness. With consciousness as cause, mentality and materiality. Then the six sense basis. Then contact, then feeling, then craving, then clinging, then existence or being, then birth, then suffering, then faith, then gladness, then delight, piti, and then tranquility, then happiness. And after happiness, you have concentration. And after concentration, you have knowledge and vision of things as they really are. And after that, revulsion. And after that, dispassion. And after that, liberation. And after that, knowledge of liberation or destruction. Just as monks, when rain pours down in thick droplets on a mountain top, the water flows down along the slope and fills the cleft, gullies and creeks. These being full, fill up the pools. These being full, fill up the lakes. These being full, fill up the streams. These being full, fill up the rivers. And these being full, fill up the great ocean. So too, with ignorance as proximate cause, volition comes to be. With volition, consciousness, etc., etc., until liberation and knowledge of liberation. So here you see, the Buddha is joining the 12 links with liberation. How ignorance gives rise to suffering. And after suffering, a person goes searching for truth. Goes searching for the truth, and then he comes across the Dhamma, teachings about reality, teachings about the world as it really is. Then he has faith in the teachings, faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And after having faith, then gladness arises when he practices the teachings. And after gladness arises, then he gets delight. And then he practices meditation, he achieves tranquility or serenity, then happiness, and then concentration, samadhi, one-pointedness of mind, the jhanas. And because of the jhanas, he attains yatta bhuta jnana darsana, seeing and knowing things as they really are, clearly seeing. And seeing the condition of the world, seeing suffering, the reality of the world, he becomes disenchanted, nibbida, or here it says revulsion. And after becoming disenchanted, he becomes dispassionate towards the world. So a person has to become dispassionate about the world, totally has no more interest in the world, see the world as suffering. Then only he can attain liberation. So that is the sequence of events that leads to liberation. So unless a person has become disenchanted with the world and becomes dispassionate, there is no chance of liberation. So a lot of people, they still cannot let go of the world. Don't think at all about liberation. Because the easiest way is, if you don't get full liberation, at least try to get stream entry. And that's the easiest. By studying the Dhamma, the Buddha says. By studying the Dhamma, the original teachings of the Buddha, we get right view. And when we get right view, we have entered the stream. Studying suttas like these in the Nidana, Samyutta, they're very important. There are a few topics in the Buddha's teachings which are core teachings. If you understand these few teachings well, then the chances of attaining stream entry are great. This one, paticca samuppada, dependent origination, is one. Another one is the 5 aggregates just mentioned. Another one is the 6 sense basis, how the world arises at the 6 sense basis. So basically these 3 are the most important. So now we are going through this first one, Nidana. Okay, we come to the next sutta, 12.24. Then in the morning, Rajagaha, in the morning the Venerable Sariputta dressed and taking bowl and robe entered Rajagaha for alms. Then it occurred to him, it is still too early to walk for alms in Rajagaha. Let me go to the park of the wanderers of other sects. Stop here for the moment. This park is a forest monastery. During the Buddha's days, all the monasteries were forest monasteries. And sometimes they are called arama, sometimes they are called avasa. From the word avasa, you have avasa, and then they shorten it to awat, and then they shorten it to wat. So in Thailand, the monasteries are called wat. Actually, it comes from the word avasa. So these wanderers of other sects are the external ascetics, those ascetics of other religions. They also, like the Buddha's disciples, they stay in forest monasteries.